If this was your podcast, how would you start it?
Something fun and jingly. So like, hey, welcome to the Carlos and Gabino show. Da-da-da-ba. And
Cute.
today we're gonna be talking about, and then from there,
Immediately.
some like random stupid jokes
Okay.
or
Do you have any?
jokes.
You're like not on the spot.
Yeah. How do you kill a non-binary person?
Okay, how?
They/them.
Okay. How do you make a living?
How do I make a living?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I've had so many different jobs growing up, and I've always wanted to kind of like try everything. Do you want me to start like how I started, or like more like
Let's
what I'm
start
making
with
now?
where you're at now,
Okay.
and we can work our way backwards.
I work at a salon in Hollywood. It's
Mm-hmm.
Chaz Dean Studio, so it's like a nice high-end salon. You get the great experience. If you've never been there before, and if you want a haircut, hit me up.
Perfect time to just
Yeah.
put yourself in there. Go
Just
ahead, give them the contact info.
Go and follow my Instagram. It's hair.bygabino. Gabino spelled Gabino. And then if you want to follow my thirst trap page, which is also my other job, not like I'm an influencer, but I go dance.
Mm.
So on that page, it's by Gabino. And pretty much I work in West Hollywood, go dancing, or in downtown, or wherever they might be looking for a dancer. So if you're looking for a dancer, you need somebody that's Latino, that can move. Let me know.
Latino sexy dancer, and he can move. Also, the haircut salon is beautiful. Been there, and wow, it feels like it's just someone's house, and there's just little stations set up, and you go in, and they take care of you.
Yeah, well, it was how there were homes. It was actually on like the Jeff Lewis show. They came in. Do you know who that is?
Mm.
I think he buys homes and then like he would convert them into beautiful, luxurious places and
Okay.
resells them. I think that's his job. That's what I remember. But that's what they did with these salons. So he took the 3 properties
Mm-hmm.
and then he made them into beautiful salons. So it's like this experience of like walking into somebody's backyard and then like having all these plants and the fountain. And then so there's 4 stations in every single house. And it doesn't feel like you're in LA or in Hollywood.
It doesn't, It feels more like calm than that for some reason. Even though you can hear like the streets, you're right next to the street, so you can sometimes hear like car or traffic. But I remember when I was there, I wasn't thinking about like the stress of the city. I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm here to chill.
I always tell people the cars are the ocean.
Yeah.
Passing by, like, do you hear that?
Some white noise for you to just relax.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a good experience.
Yeah, I'm very thankful to be working there. Like, I went to school. Like, I always knew I wanted to do hair. There was 2 things I always wanted to do coming out of high school, and that's to be a hairstylist. I was just always passionate about it, and I wanted to also perform. So it was acting and dancing. Like, I wanted to be a backup dancer or to be on stage or in front of a camera. And so I told myself, you know what, I'm always going to be able to come back to being a hairstylist because there's not a limit technically of how old you can be to learn.
And it's always necessary.
Yeah. And so I thought,
Secure.
well, let me use what I got now while I'm young, because I'm very inspired and motivated to act, that I thought, okay, well, now that I'm young, I can use what I have in this energy to study acting. And so I got into theater, like my community college, which was fun. And then from there, I
Hold up. Let me wrangle this up because it's probably because I smoked a little bit, but I'm off the rails. So let me summarize things real quick.
Okay.
So you know where I'm at, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You can, like, I guess, move those things around.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with where we're at right now. Hairstylist. We haven't gone into go-go dancing yet. We then dipped into you wanting to do 2 things since you were in high school. So we jumped back to high school, where your desire and hopes for acting/dancing and hairstyling were
Yes.
born. Have you, since high school, been trying to make sure you're actively getting into those worlds, or was it recently that you were like, you know what, I've wanted this since high school, I'm going to go get it now? Like, I'm going to go become a stylist now, I'm going to go become a performer now, I'm going to go do these things now? Or has it been since high school that you've been working on these things?
Since high school, I would say I've been working on all of these things. So they kind of like wrap into one, like fulfilling my dreams and desires. Because one, I've always wanted to do hair.
Mm.
So I'm doing that now. I would do that even for free before even being at a salon because I loved it so much. I was like, I should be getting paid for this.
Right. That
So
part.
I got my education.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I got immediately into a really good salon, which I'm super thankful. Right before that, I was with an agency. And so I was going to auditions for commercial and print. And it was hard to get into the film agency because it's like you need this whole background before you can even. So I just kind of got stuck for commercial and print. But I think within that time, I was kind of like losing my own persona.
What do you mean?
Like I felt like I was getting too lost in my head of whenever I would take these classes and then I would be like getting ready for an audition. And so I just kind of like focused all my energy in that. And that towards the end, I kind of felt like I wasn't being my unique self. So like, for example, I was always trying to like stick to my headshot and limiting myself from like getting any tattoos or like doing anything with my hair or my beard or anything with my style because I had to be what they wanted.
Right.
So for a moment, I kind of felt like I lost my identity of like who I really am. So,
I feel that. Yeah.
because I've loved tattoos, I've always loved tattoos, and I wanted big ones. And I felt like when I let my beard grow out, or I would do trim face and like the mustache, or if I wanted to change my haircut, like I had to change my headshots, and I was like, that's a lot. I can't be changing my headshots all the time because that's super expensive, and also if I wanted to change my beard, but I couldn't because I got submitted for something for that look that I had on my face. I had to look like that all the time, and I
Yeah.
was just like, that's not me. I needed to stay truthful to how I felt, so that way I can live my day every day being who I want to be. And so after the pandemic happened, that's when I knew, you know what, this is the time for me to finally go to school for cosmetology. Like, there's nothing happening in the acting world right now because there's a pause, and I'm not working. Perfect time to go to school. So I took advantage of that time to learn something that I've always wanted to. So I got into school. And then
Nice.
I finally got this job, which I'm super thankful. Now I get to express myself outside and out with tattoos, hair, and my own personal style. And I get to create art, which that was something I've always loved doing, is painting and crafting, getting to know people, and then making people feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like a big present in one. And for me to help someone find their own identity is like chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's cute.
so I think because with all of that happening and still wanting to perform, when I got asked if I wanted to go dance, I was like, because I started go dancing when I was 22 or 21.
Okay.
So I already had that in my back, and I've known how to do it, and I've just learned how to like manage how to properly do it as I got older and gain more confidence
Mm-hmm.
because I had no confidence when I was young.
Mm.
So to know where I am, I feel much better. Um, so when I got asked again to dance, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me do it. And like I'm not performing in front of a camera or on stage, but now that I'm given a stage to get up, I am my own one solo performer. So now I get to do what I've always wanted to, which is perform either way, and I'm dancing. And also when I'm up there, I like switch into a different character of like I'm making a music video or like I am doing a solo show, I guess, every single time you're up there.
Yeah.
Even though there's other dances around, but not everyone's dancing.
Yeah.
Because if you've probably been to West Hollywood, you've probably seen some people don't dance. They have the hot body, or they have the look or whatnot. And there are some dancers who are incredible, but you have a mixture of both. But everyone's their own solo performer. And so that's why I love doing it.
That's awesome. It does feel like that when I go to see. I'm like, I stop by and stare at the different people dancing, and there are some people where, like when I first saw you, I was with my friend, and we were both like, our jaws dropped. We were like,
Thanks.
yeah, because also, I've seen other dancers, not just go-go dancers, but other people dancing and whatnot, and I think there's a difference when someone. I know there's like sometimes a skill level that comes into it where like this person probably has practiced dancing and you can tell that they've just developed a skill, but also aside from that there are some dancers where you can feel them feeling the music, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, see, I love that over the skill part of things, although it's impressive too, but when they have both too, it's like, whoa, like they can express themselves in a way where it's like, I believe the song and you are in sync, and that feels really cool to see.
Thank
know?
you.
And some people have it. I've seen a few people. You're for sure one
Yeah.
of those people, and some people, you're right, they just don't.
There was this one night that I was dancing in downtown particularly, and I saw all the dancers, and there were 4 of us, and I said, all of us bring something different to the table. So one had like an amazing body, which they all did, but like one had the physique, one had like a different star quality, and the other person was like, he had his own following, and then there was me, which I literally body type, I fit right in the middle because I'm like usually smaller. So I'm trying to get bigger, but it's hard.
It is hard. I mean, but are you saying like more
Like
cut?
more cut, and like just like maybe one's more of a bear size, because you always have like a different audience. So the thing I like about this club is that they have someone for everyone. Okay. And it's more.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
I think when you go to certain clubs, certain dancers don't get any attention, and it's sometimes because the club is like full of people who just aren't attracted to that person.
Yeah.
In one way or another. Sometimes though, I feel like if you're dancing to the music, no, because sometimes it doesn't matter if you're dancing or not, because a lot of people go to just thirst for people, and just
yes.
be like, I want this or whatever, and they're not. This is, well, you know what? It's okay. I'm over here being like, because I do go, and when I see people dance, I'm there to be like, I want to see like someone dance. I'm not necessarily. I mean, I love seeing hot dudes for sure, very hot and sexy. But if I enjoy seeing like someone move, like you don't even have to be good at it. I like seeing how, like, what you're doing to draw someone in, or what are you doing here,
Like there's a go-go dancer, like dancer.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've seen some people, I've been like, when I go up there, I'm like giving you some marks, kind of like 90s Y2K dance moves. Yeah. And then there's some that are next to me, and they just have like the ripped body, who have like this bulge.
Right.
And then like they're getting mad cash, and I'm over here like collecting $1.
Right.
Like, what's going on? And I've seen the tips change completely from like, if I'm more fit, then like people are like giving me more tips.
Yeah.
And then if I'm getting too comfortable and like maybe just living my normal life of eating carbs and wanting to eat a cheeseburger, maybe not working out as much that week, or those 2 weeks, like 2 weeks can make a person's body change a lot. Yeah. Or the food that they eat. And I've seen my money change consistently, like where like no one really wants a tip. And this is like in West Hollywood in some places.
Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so
yeah.
Wow. So if your body changes, then you'll receive less people and less tips.
Yeah. No one's like, I've danced, I'm like, no one's even looking. I'm like, and I didn't even think that I was that chubby. Or I wasn't even chubby. I was just like, I know that for my own body type, like I can gain, you can see it faster. Oh. But like once I started to
I
lose
see.
weight and get more toned, I was like receiving more tips, and I was like, oh,
Damn, that sucks.
so it does help me to keep fit and to
That makes
go to the
sense.
gym.
Yeah, I guess it's part of that s- bubble of the world.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I do know that most of the time, seeing people going towards go-go dancers, it looks like they're just like, it's just thirsty for sexual interaction and fantasy. And so, but I think a lot of people are using social media slash maybe whatever porn they're watching to like carve out a specific image of what they want or what they see, or as a society, I should say, where a lot of people want a super big and ripped person, and when they see one in go-go, like as a go-go, they're like, oh my god, they're right here in person, so they gravitate towards that. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people have been talking about how that's not a good idea for
But
society to be doing.
lately, it's been
uh,
changing a lot. It could be all different sizes. It cannot be like non-hairy, hairy men.
yeah,
It could be cis men. It could be anything. Like
yeah,
there's
it's
gonna be a
all
type
subjective.
for everyone. So it doesn't matter. Like if you go up there, honestly, you're gonna, as long as you feel confident and sexy, it's gonna draw attention. And I think that's the most important part out of this whole entire conversation. It doesn't really matter how you look on the outside. It's how you feel.
Yeah, I definitely gravitate towards people who are confident. Mainly because the confidence usually comes from them accepting and enjoying who they are, whatever they are, And seeing that makes me feel like cool. Like we're all in the same space. We all know, like we all have our own insecurities wherever we're at with our bodies and in the world. So when you're confident, it makes me feel like at ease because I'm like, yes, dude, we're all here. We can all be different shapes, different sizes, and that's cool. Why
Yeah, I want to
not?
dance for everybody. Like honestly, when I'm up there, I just want to dance. And so if I make eye contact with somebody, I'm like, this is our moment. And so like
Right.
we're dancing from a distance, and then sometimes I'm not asking for money. Like I think honestly, whenever they give me a tip, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
That's so generous of you, because I could be on the floor, like just coming out for a regular night and still be doing the same thing. It just happens to be that this happens to be my job,
Yeah.
and
From a person who isn't a go-go dancer, I feel like tipping is a good idea because yeah, even if you're enjoying it, it's like fun to dance with you, but also we know it's a job, like you've been here for who knows how long, moving for this long, like that's work. So I
yeah.
feel like tip them, tip
Also,
them.
side note, this is very important, and I think this is, if you're gonna be tipping anybody, do it with the most respectful
Oh my god, yeah.
manner, because trust me, I have been abused. Like, and
Yeah.
it's not just me. There's stories from everyone. Like, people get too handsy because obviously, like they may be going out and they're not feeling sober, so they think that they have all this confidence of like slapping people's butts without even tipping them. They just think that we're objects up there.
Right.
Like you wouldn't be doing that to anybody. And not only that, but like touching junks, or like
Like your dick.
putting fingers in places, or like just
Yeah.
groping pretty much. So I say don't do that unless you get permission from the person.
Right.
And two, if you're gonna be doing that, you better be tipping them
$100.
big, because that's just not
Just don't
cool.
do that.
Yeah,
Don't
first of
do
all, just
that.
don't
Don't
do
do
it.
that.
But if you get permission, it's
Right.
like tip them really well. Yeah, I've had some pretty bad stories.
Anything you want to say? Or is it not for the online folk?
No, I mean, like I've gotten bit.
Bit.
Yeah,
Oh.
like
Like
it-
someone like went,
yes,
¿te dolió?
and I don't even know them.
Whoa.
It hurt me really bad. I've gotten like bit twice. People have pulled my hair.
What?
Not like mad, but like they were just like
But,
thinking my hair was fluffy, and they just like started to grab it, and I was like, "What the hell? Like I don't even know who you are."
Yeah, wow.
And just like slapped in the butt. Which I mean, it's, if I know them, it's fine. I'm like, that's probably personally me, but like a lot of people don't like that.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand respect. Like respecting humans. They see they're like, oh well, they're up there. I could do whatever. And it's like, no, that's a person. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
you can
I totally
respect
forgot.
them.
Slap
Yeah.
that butt. Psst. No, don't.
Don't do it.
Don't do it because you might get slapped.
Honestly, yeah. I've had some good times with go-go dancers. When I like go up and tip, I let them guide me to do what they want. You know.
Yeah.
Usually they'll either hold me and then press me against them or something, and then I know it's like, okay, we can
Yeah.
dance here.
Because you're being invited.
Exactly.
I mean, besides that, if you ever see me dancing, come and dance with me. Say hi. I would love to interact with anybody. Honestly, I feel like as long as we have good energy and good vibes.
Yes. Be respectful, tip, and just have good vibes.
Good
just
vibes.
dance. Just dance the night away. That's what you're there for.
Exactly.
You know?
And
just hang
then
out.
if you need a haircut or color or perm or a blowout or style, hit me up.
There you go. What do you do just for yourself? Plus with yourself.
I feel like everything seems to be like chores and work. I'm like, I like doing that because
What do you like? What kind of chores do you do?
I like organizing my space and watering my plants.
You
and
enjoy
like
it?
planting.
Like,
Yeah.
is it satisfying?
Yes. Because I want to see everything organized. I'm a Virgo, so I have to like see things clean and
I
where
know
they're
my
at.
Virgos very much like that.
Yeah.
Organized.
And besides that, honestly, just making art once I get the chance to do it. Because there's always something I want to work on.
Yeah.
Like for a while, it was planting. So I have like 64 plants. Because that was technically like my hobby for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became creating these art frames that I have all over my room. So I would spray paint these frames and then create artwork inside of them. And then after that, it was like home decor. So I would go, I love just going around and buying unique things and putting them into one space. Then got into painting. So then I painted every single room in this unit. So like the kitchen, the bathroom, and I would put like a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there,
Yeah, there's trees painted on your ceiling.
yeah. So I definitely use this whole entire space as a canvas. And then I like shopping. I like there's so many other things I would love to do that I don't have the time to do it because I have a full-time job and I want to go work out, which is another thing I love doing, and just being active.
Yeah.
I love to sing.
Do you?
Yeah, I guess if we're talking about like just really by myself,
Yeah.
I'm a horrible singer. So that's
Are you?
like, yes.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty.
Are you just like self-conscious about it?
No,
I think
I'm like
most people are just self-conscious about it.
I have recorded myself after thinking I sound really good singing along to this song. And so I would like, let me record myself because I sounded really good. And I play it back. I'm like, oh shit, like no one can hear me. So that's something I do by myself that I enjoy doing.
Okay. I hear you.
And nobody will hear me sing unless well, that's wrong. People do hear me sing, but they don't actually hear me.
How when you get passionate.
When I get in, no one's actually heard me give it 100%.
Yeah.
They've heard me give like.
Would you ever want to?
I would love to.
Start doing it.
No, because I think it's just a judgment of somebody
I'm
saying like, wow, he's really trying, and how do I say that he's a bad singer?
Who cares? I've been practicing singing recently, and I know I have a lot to work on, but I'm like, I practice it like when I'm in the gym, when I'm wherever, I'm like in front of people and just being like, just letting myself sing out loud, knowing that sometimes they might not even know what the fuck I'm singing to, but I'm like, I'm getting used to the feeling of letting myself be heard. So, and then at the end of the day, I actually do sound better. And when I sing with myself now, I'm like, dude, good job.
High five.
High five that shit.
I mean, I do that too. I sing out loud, but it's like not 100.
I know.
And I think that maybe someday
One day.
I'll
One
do
day.
karaoke
Yes.
to that one song that I've been
Let's.
practicing and paying so many classes for. No,
Yes. One day. That'll
one
be
day.
awesome.
So that's one thing I like to do by myself. And then dance, like when nobody's home, from what I know.
Right.
I'll have my headphones on, and then like it becomes a full-on production throughout this whole entire place.
I believe it.
Like
A musical.
it's musical, and I'm like singing as well because obviously I'm by myself, and I just think about it sometimes. I'm like, maybe somebody can see me, like my neighbors can probably see across this crazy maniac person getting into like this whole pussycat doll, like grinding down, like sliding my back down a wall.
Love it.
Or getting on the ground. And so I know I'm not the only one. There's so many people that do that.
Absolutely.
It just happens to be that there's not a camera seeing it.
Right. I do that.
Yeah.
I do that for sure. In fact, I practice. I don't just do it because sometimes I see myself and I'll put mirrors up. I'm like, damn, I look good. But sometimes I practice because I'm like, I know I can do better. I want to see myself do it better, so I'm gonna practice. And so I go around different areas of my space and sing differently there. And I'm like, okay, starting to getting to know how that sounds here, so that I can learn the space more and straight up give myself a show.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I wish that people were singing it because I'm like, I'm fucking it up right now. I'm like getting like just dancing like when you're by yourself and you're listening to music, and like you feel like you're doing so good.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you said "fuck it up" as in like bad. I was like,
Oh,
wait, did
no,
you
like-
just say
like
all this
you're
and then
fucking
out of
it up.
nowhere you're just saying like,
Oh, okay, I guess like not like
okay,
you're
okay, no,
fucking it
like
up as in,
fucking
you're-
it up, like
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
it up.
snaps,
All right,
yes,
right.
claps,
Yeah.
fans
No,
are going off.
yes.
So
I see that. Okay, so there's moments. Remember, there's moments where I've seen you work, and I'm like, I know, dude, I know you're in it. I know where you're at. And there's moments where I'm like, obviously you're not. I can tell why too. There's not that many people, or the music's off. It's too like 2 beat type thing and whatever. If I were here, I know that I would not be able to dance to this. But there's other times where I'm like, yeah, of course I would jam the fuck out of to this, and like the vibes are right, and so you can see it. But I know that when it's by yourself, there's like such a release, a release of expectation, a release of judgment, and a lot of things. So you just go balls to the walls, and you're just showing her the best time.
Yeah, but actually, when I do dance, when I'm working, that person does come out and like
Fully
awesome.
awesome.
So when I'm up there dancing, it's literally me dancing. If I'm by myself here, I kind of, boom, like not
Nice.
like the lights black out, and I'm like in this, but more of like I don't care what other people are gonna say. Like this is me dancing by myself, and it just happens to be that people are looking. So I'm like, hey, but I do that here as well.
Yeah,
on my own time.
yeah, I can picture it. It's cute.
Mm-mm-mm.
Lovely.
Everyone should do it.
They
so
should.
good.
They're fucking missing out if they're not. How do you relationship build? How do you build your relationships?
With people or friends or with
Whomever you want to start with, romantic, platonic, or what you would consider family. I don't know how. Where do you want to start?
I can like connect with somebody and like we can have like the best time, and then like I feel we create a memory there. And I guess like for some people, they once they connect with somebody so well, they like want to continue that journey, and then like it just gets stronger and stronger. They become like best friends, but like they're always hanging out. I feel like with me, I can make that connection with somebody, and like it doesn't mean that we have to like hang out every single time and experience everything together. I feel like for me, it doesn't stop. It continues every single time that we see each other.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean like because we didn't hang out for a month or for 2 months or for how long it may be, like I pick it up from exactly where we left off.
The vibes and energy, right? Because obviously time has passed, so these people are growing and changing in their own way, but the vibes of the dynamic you guys had still same.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel the same way for the most part with a lot of people where I'm like, cool. Anytime we get back together, it's still what it was. Or even if it's not exactly, it's still a good time.
Yeah. And I hopefully everyone that I meet and friends and family, like I hope they feel the same way too. Because I know when I step back into their picture, I'm never like, why didn't you ever call me back? Or why are we never hanging out? I like to just be like, you know what? We're having a good time. And just like, unless like they've told me that we're supposed to hang out and do stuff, it's a different story.
Yeah. Okay, so what you're explaining, I think what I've noticed is a lot of people who are little social butterflies and tend to socialize with a lot of people,
Yeah.
they often, if it's, I think, similar to your situation, they can make connections very easily and also genuinely enjoy time, like moments, right? And if you enjoy moments with so many different people, if you think about it logistically and with numbers, you can't spend too much time with all these people. I'm going to use myself as an example. There's 5 siblings I have. Aside from that, I'm just going to say 10 friends. I have plenty of friends, and I'm not going to say a specific number. I'm going to use this as an example. If I wanted to hang out with all these people that I love so much, right? Even just the 5 siblings, if I just wanted 1 hour with them, right, a day, that's 5 hours of my day. I have 8 hours to sleep if I want good sleep, and then I have to eat food 3 times a day at least to be healthy, or whatever. But the point is, it takes time to cook. It takes time to clean up. It takes time to eat. It takes time to use the restroom for whatever reason you want. Maybe I have to go shit. Maybe I have to go jerk off.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do that in my bedroom. I have things I would want to do in my bedroom too, like just maybe lay down because I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah.
Point is, there's all these little things, right? You don't have enough time in the day to hang out with a lot of people. Realistically, like, you just don't have time. So I personally, with a lot of people like this, how you're describing whatever this is, whatever type of relationship this is, I personally see it as you don't place that relationship's value on the time you spent. It's more on how you spent it. So you can have a great time with a person, and that doesn't mean you don't like them or that you don't want to hang out with them. It just, also, you have so many people in your life that you can't necessarily just keep going back to this one person.
Yeah, it's like a never ending story. It's like every single time that you see them, you're only building more memories on top.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, when it was my birthday, and just like in general, whenever I go out,
Mm-hmm.
but for my birthday, I said I want to go out by myself because I just want to run into people.
Mm.
So I did. So it's like I didn't necessarily plan to like meet up with people, but that's what I wanted. So I just to build really, I don't know, it's like that's how
Like new people?
not new people, like people that I knew that was gonna
Probably.
my friends already. I know they're gonna be out.
Right.
So it's like I don't know how to answer really this question.
Okay,
I
wait,
guess, like,
no, I understand. Okay, cool. So yeah. There's a lot of relationships you have with a lot of people, right? And so there's times you like to go out because you know that you've made already so many relationships that you're gonna bump into people and you'll get to catch up or whatever,
Yeah.
just get back into their lives for those another few moments. And because there's so many, you're not necessarily like not all the time, but there's moments where you don't necessarily want to plan out something with someone specifically. You want to just go see it, who's out there. And
exactly.
Cool. It's been a minute. Let's chat. Let's this. Let's that.
To catch up with everyone, not just
Right.
like we're gonna just hang out. I'm like I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna run into everyone.
Right.
It's like because it's hard to stay connected with people,
Yeah.
especially living in LA.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do and just keeping up with your own personal self. And if you meet a lot of people that you connect with, it's hard to just be with everybody and, you know, spend your time with them. But knowing that you're going to run into them outside, you know, that's our relationship.
Yeah.
And I have love for everyone. So
Awesome. I love that. Ah, cute. Beautiful. Well said. I like that also because sometimes I say, I've been trying to let people just dive into what relationship building, like when you hear that, whatever it takes you to.
for myself, the person I do want to date, and
So now you're talking about romantic relationships.
yeah, I want that feeling to be like they could be my friend. I want them to be so comfortable with me that they're like a best friend.
Okay.
Where I can be myself. I think that's where the relationship kind of starts off, as like they should be able to be your friend, and also your lover.
Okay.
So then the romantic things start to build off of that.
I have a question, I guess. When you are starting to recognize you want a romantic relationship with someone, are you hoping that they'll also be friends, or are you like making sure that you can be friends before you get romantic? Or how do you do that? Like, do you mix them? Do you, like, what makes you feel like, yeah, this person is my friend, not just my lover?
Well, I for sure have to feel like I'm attracted to them, but I want to know that I can be my authentic self and I can, you know, just be real. And that if I have any issues or problems, I don't have to go to another friend to talk about it. Like, I want to be able to talk to you about it and be straightforward. So like that kind of like friendship that you would build with a friend, knowing that they could be that person too. Because I can't imagine, you know, like having an issue and then having to go to talk to someone else about it instead of just like, you know what, like I want to be able to talk to you about this and feel comfortable that we can figure this out.
Okay, so do you want to talk about like your relationship right now?
My relationship right now?
Your current...
My hubby.
Your current hubby.
My love.
Or is that not something you're ready to?
We can talk about it. I mean, when we first met, it was very spontaneous. We kind of like met each other and immediately made out on the dance floor. It was great. I loved it. And I mean, there was more to that story, but that's as far as I can get. I don't know. We moved kind of fast.
Yeah.
Because I mean, after I found out that he was interested into me, I was like, cool. Like, I want to get to know more. We just were attracted to each other, but he seemed like a really good person and somebody that I would want to be friends with. So it's like right when I got to his place and I saw his environment that he lives in, that he has the same style as me and makes art, and I was like, okay, this guy's definitely my type.
Nice.
And I like really liked his energy, and he felt comfortable with me, and I felt like as the day went on and we went to this pool party and I was meeting his friends and we were just like clicking so well that I did say something to him through the middle of the day. I was like, I feel like this is becoming good friendship. And so he thought like, oh, I'm
that
like
you're
friend zoning him.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit.
So
I did say that.
Out loud?
Yeah. So I was like thinking like, you could be a friend, but not in the sense like I want to keep you as a friend.
Right.
But like,
did he ask like, did you just friend zone me, or?
No, he just kind of kept it like quiet and like, okay, well I guess that's what it is.
Oh.
And
how did you correct yourself, or how did you say like, no, I do want more, or did that not come up?
It did actually, because then later on that day it became night and we went to this bar afterwards and I just kind of like told him, I was like, I like you. I just like opened up to him, and that's when he found out like that I was actually into him. And then we kissed
Again
and made out.
Cute.
And then after that we were inseparable. And it wasn't very
fast forward
long.
to now.
I know, it wasn't very far until we became a relationship. But I knew that for sure. Like, I saw him that I could be myself. And then afterwards, I was like, actually, I'm happy that I am attracted to him.
Okay, so now that you are in a romantic relationship, How do you guys move forward with communicating what that relationship looks like and is defined by? You know what I mean? Like, for example, I always start with this question. uh, are you monogamous or non-monogamous? And in a situation like this where you've created a relationship with a romantic relationship with someone, do you communicate that immediately, or do you what happens there?
Yeah, I think even before leading to
The
like
kiss.
we kiss
Hmm.
again, but like
Before you asked.
before saying like I
Before
like
you
you
said
and like
I like.
confirming that I did like him.
Mm-hmm.
We already had discussed a lot of things about like our past and like what we were looking for and what we wanted. So I think with all of those questions and answers, it just kind of like made sense. Like, oh, we actually like we match very well.
Okay.
And so we're monogamous, and I think for myself, I've tried being open in the past, and that just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I guess like in the future, you never know where things might go. But I think for now, I'm definitely I like to keep it monogamous because
Nice.
I realize I can be a jealous person, but in the most respectful manner because I'm into the person, and I feel like from my past experience, trying to open things up, it always becomes messy. And if I'm working so hard to building this relationship, I don't want anyone to come in like nothing and confuse them into thinking like, oh, this is fun, and then possibly stealing them away from me, or just stirring the pot, or for whatever reason coming in to cause drama that shouldn't be there.
Okay. You're monogamous. Just speaking you, not you guys for now. You're monogamous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of your own reasons. Um, but also you mentioned you're a jealous person, and then you also mentioned, I guess I'm gonna say, I don't know what to call it, but you also mentioned the idea of someone coming and stealing this person away, right? Okay, what part of you being monogamous with a person like makes you feel secure with those things? Like makes you feel like I'm not gonna be as jealous because we're monogamous, and also no one's gonna come take them away. Do you feel like, okay? I like to get into detail as far as what we're doing, like not immediately maybe, but at some point I'd be like, we've agreed to be monogamous, and my fear is that someone coming in into our relationship and stealing your attention and then stealing your desires away from me. And how is there a way for us to do something or you to do something to make me feel safe that you won't that won't happen, how do I know that won't happen? Because at the end of the day you're relying on people being honest, and in my experience people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I've had with my ex that I never expected that person to come in and be so dishonest. So coming into this relationship, I told him everything that I went through and how it made me feel, and he respects that. I told him how I was feeling, and it was a lot of jealousy and just I was already starting to not trust the new person that I'm with for no reason,
Mm-hmm.
because the fact that I didn't trust the last person, so I was thinking every person's gonna be like this, or like I just thought that maybe
Right.
if I'm already being suspicious, like it's because I was suspicious with the last person,
Mm-hmm.
and with the new person I'm with, he said, "You can't be doing that. You haven't given me a chance. Like I haven't done anything for you to not trust me." And I was like, "That is so true." He also told me it's hard for him to lie, and he doesn't like to lie. And so I'm that person. Like if I were to do anything, if I were to cheat
Yeah.
or just like even lie, that person would know because of my characteristic. My energy would be off, and like my body language would be easy to read. I know for myself, like I wouldn't be able to do anything because I couldn't go to sleep and I would just have to confess. And so knowing that I'm like that, I know that someone else can be like that. And for him, he said that, like that I could trust him. But like he said, we haven't given each other a reason to not lie.
Yeah.
Or to not trust each other. So
Yeah.
that's all that really is.
Have y'all talked about certain specifics of your relationship? Have you talked about details as to what you both consider monogamy to be? For example, have you said, hey, I don't like you dancing with other people?
So dancing is
that's
fine.
a part of monogamy.
So dancing is fine.
How about flirting?
Flirting to an extent. I would say to an extent. But if the person is getting the wrong signal and the person's going to want to make out with you and start groping you and taking it too sexual, to me, that's they're crossing boundaries.
So would it be when it's leading up to that, not
knowing to say no? It's knowing to say no. That's too much.
Okay.
Because...
So you expect your boyfriend to be able to understand when that limit is and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but have you guys spoken about those things, or is it just you both?
We have
a general idea.
Because we know when we go out by ourselves, or if we're out and about, that people might be flirting with us, and it's fine. But to know it's not gonna be more than just that. We can dance with people, knowing that it's just dancing, or that I know that we've seen friends. We have friends that we've kissed on the cheek, or maybe we have our old friends that we kiss a friendly pick on the lips.
Yeah,
and it's just friendly. It's
yeah,
kissing a family member or whatever.
Right.
But
yeah. I know that. Okay, so here's the reason why I ask these questions. I know that inherently we have these feelings that we just feel obviously there's a sexual thing versus a platonic thing that's going on. And when it becomes a sexual thing, I assume is when it becomes an issue for monogamy.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is, a lot of people's perception of where that line stands is so different from other people's. I just think often people don't verbalize the things that they're assuming, and they tend to just jump into any relationships and assume this is what this is, and then when one of them starts tipping into that other side of the line, the other one says, no, I haven't, because their line is in a different place.
Yeah. I think from what we both understood at the beginning of the relationship is we need to focus on us first.
Yeah.
Before we even think about inviting anyone else in.
Well, yeah.
But
that's as monogamy is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that there's been other relationships that they just start off open from the get-go.
Do you mean people in general, or you, or them?
Them.
Your boyfriend?
Not other people.
Or just people in general?
In general.
Well, yeah, that's, yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I know I've tried that in the past, and I was that doesn't work out. But it's not I've gone into a relationship like that, but more...
Okay.
With the idea, but never happened.
I guess where my questions are leading is, with monogamy, right? It tends to be, you want security. You want to know that they're not gonna... that you're their sexual person / romantic person, yes. Right? That's the key right there. Romantic and sexual things are with you, nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand that, and I think most monogamous people understand that. But when I talk to people, they tend to... I wonder about the details as far as when they start building their relationships. I wonder when they discuss what those things look like to them. What does romance look like to you? For example, I go back to the dancing thing, but I'll use this as an example. the difference between two types of dancing. You know, at a club when you're like grinding up against someone, that's a type of dancing. But what happens? How would you feel if they were slow dancing and holding each other in a very intimate way? You know, face to face maybe. They're not kissing, but they are like really close to each other, and just like it does that change the dynamic, and is that leaning towards romance versus
That's more
fun?
romance.
And then you're like, that's that part of our monogamy. You can't do that with another person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. So you might think that, and then I'm not saying he does, because I don't know if you guys what kind of conversations you guys have had, but I'm saying they might think, no, that's still just dancing.
Yeah.
And so I wonder how you guys are moving fast, so you haven't had a lot of time to maybe engage in these conversations. But I just wonder what you have talked about so far, detail wise, in that world, monogamy, because it is just so subjective, and I think a lot of people don't understand that.
That, I mean, that it's just us romantically. Obviously,
So
that we're not gonna be dating other people, or we're not gonna be having sex with other people, or like making out with other people, and that we're. It's fine to like dance with other people, with, of course, like fun, respectful manner,
yeah,
and to.
I hear you.
I just like, you know, like if you see your friends, it's fine to like give them a kiss on the cheek, or like some friends already have a history of kissing and pecking. But as a friend,
Yeah,
I've seen that happen. And I'm like, I don't get jealous of it unless like, of course, they were like making out. I'm like, oh, what is this? This is not, I don't feel comfortable with it. But I know that for some reason, if that was his lifestyle, then I know like maybe this isn't a lifestyle for me.
right.
So then I would have to tell them how I feel. And if they want to adapt to my feelings, and then that's good. But if they don't, then I'd be like, well,
Gotcha.
you know, I can't force myself to be feeling comfortable with this if I'm not. So
Okay, so you basically, as you go, is when you bring up your feelings on what you see on how they interact with other people, and then if they want, I guess if you want to be with them, they, you say like, hey, I want you to stay within these boundaries.
yeah,
Can you do that? And then they answer, and then it's up to trust whether or not you're gonna trust
pretty much.
that.
But I think beginning the relationship, we understood like we're not gonna do like anything that revolves that. It's just gonna be us.
I hear you. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Did you want to chat about platonic friendships?
Well, I feel like with my closest friends, that's just knowing that if they need something, then we're gonna be there for each other. It could be through like very hard emotional moments that you need somebody there, and like without them even thinking about it, they're already there, or like they're there for you when you don't even know that you need anybody. And so they can already recognize you so well in your own personality that if they see you off, they're going to be there to talk to you, whether you want it or not, to put you in place to kind of check you and be like, you're off, something's wrong. And they're going to like step in to fix it, or to give you the best advice that they can to make you think clearly, like, you're right, I'm not myself. And I've had that happen to me recently with my last relationship, where it was toxic, and like my friends were stepping in and saying like, this isn't like you. So I was getting all these signs from everyone, and being there for moments where I was like hitting a low that I've never hit in my life. Those are the moments where I was like, these are true friends. Are like there to like pick me up, or to like be there when I was like crying and going through my meltdown, and sticking through that, and not even having to say anything, but just sitting there and just letting me go through my moment and not judging me. Those are your true friends. This year I've found out like, yes, I might have been close. I got close to somebody and lost them, but it made me closer to everyone else. I guess it kind of took my heart to break to find how much love there is actually there from everyone else.
Beautiful.
So, thanks, guys. Love you.
Oh, that's so cute. What is your passion in life? it can be nowadays if you don't have a specific one thing that really drives you. But if you do, what are your passions?
My passion
Mm-hmm.
is to be happy.
Okay.
When I wanted to bartend, I've always wanted to bartend. You know, like, and it made me happy. Creating cocktails, and it was a different form of art of expressing myself and connecting with people and making beautiful drinks. It was just a way of putting things together, like you're cooking, which I do love cooking. So that's another thing that I'm passionate about. My mom and my dad are great cooks, and so I've learned a lot from them. I've gotten really good at it, where I've practiced enough to know how to put things together just by going into the kitchen and just having whatever in the refrigerator and making something up, not following recipes, but just doing it from the heart. And then I'm passionate about setting an environment that makes me feel comfortable and resets my energy every single day. So I love colors, and I'm passionate about putting those colors together to create a beautiful space for me to continue creating things. I'm passionate about spending time with my family as much as I can whenever I get the chance to see them. And passionate about dancing, of course, as I've spoken about that. And not only that, but having other people wanting to dance too and feel what I'm feeling inside, which is joy. I'm passionate about art. I'm passionate about music because I feel like it brings people together. And I'm also passionate about love.
I was like, now you're looking around the room.
I know. I'm like, there's so many things. I mean, like, there's just like, I'm looking around because everything in here is just an example of things that I'm passionate about.
Yeah. Wow. What a way to put that.
Because everything that I've done in here is something that I've really put a lot of thought into.
You're full of passion.
I'm full of passion.
Well, with that, I have one last question for you.
Yes.
How would you end this podcast?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you 3 questions.
3 questions. All right.
All right. What is your favorite memory of this year?
Oh, this year. Damn, there's a lot of shit that happened this year. Dang, my favorite. You know, I must say it was with a new friend I made. It was just a moment we had. It was at ADC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was just a moment we had. I don't know. It just felt very nice, very complete. I think I want more of that feeling, but that moment alone was so, complete. We were under the fireworks, like they were just going off, and we were going to walk to, I think, get water because I was really thirsty. I think we were gonna go get water, and on our way to get water, they were going, and we just stopped and stared at the fireworks together and held each other, and it felt
that's
so
cute.
good.
That is a magical moment, especially when you have somebody that you can connect with at that time, because it's just so romantic in the sense where it could be like with a friend, or it could be with a complete stranger, or somebody that you just like meet randomly. It's like a mistletoe in a sense, like
a mistletoe. Yeah.
You just like want to grab somebody and just like hug them, or just cherish that moment.
Yeah, it was definitely really romantic, and I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. And it's like, it's buried in my memory, so that'll be the one.
Okay. If you can learn how to cook one meal, what would it be?
If I could learn to cook one meal, there's so many things I would love to learn how to cook. I don't know why. The only thing I'm thinking of is I want to meet a chef who can teach me how to cook whatever, you know.
But if you had to pick one meal,
I don't know. I'm like,
to be one. What's your favorite food? Like your ultimate favorite food that you always want to go to and you're never bored of?
I don't have that, but I do have comfort food, which is sopa, como sopa de fideo. But that's such an easy thing to learn to know how to cook. But it is a comfort food. So I would say some sort of soup. I would like to learn how to cook a very hard soup to make, but like
Asian
complicated
kind of soup, or
yeah, sure.
You're like, yeah.
I don't know. Whatever has like a lot of interesting flavors in the broth.
Have you ever had tam kai?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Try it. It's Thai
Thai.
soup,
Mm.
and I kid you not, it's like a curry flavored dish, and there's like different levels of spice. It's like making me hungry thinking about it.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
But
That sounds good. Okay, I would love to learn how to do that.
what is one thing that you want to do in the next year?
One thing that I would like to make into a reality is it's hard to gauge exactly what it would be. You know what? I'm gonna stick with making a song. I want to make a song.
Ooh,
Yeah. Since I'm getting towards that direction anyways, I'm like I want that to be a goal that's accomplished. I have my podcast that's about to like start flowing, and I want other videos that I'm gonna do on YouTube as well as other projects I got going with my brother. But I feel like making a song and having that complete in a year would make me feel really good.
that'd be amazing. I've always wanted to write a song, obviously, because I like to sing and like I write poems
Mm-hmm.
and I make random beats. I'm like, I wish I could play a piano or an instrument and make a song.
You want to try it?
No.
It's okay.
I'll sing to myself.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days. Honestly, I have to take classes. I need somebody to help me
Learn.
find my voice.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
'Cause it's like when you play guitar and it sounds out of tune. That's me.
Yeah, it's a thing you learn to be on key. That's what I'm learning right now. You know,
From who?
my friend Donnie.
Oh, really? You're like getting classes?
Well, he just knows because he's learned it for so long, but he teaches me.
Beautiful. Well, I can't wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Those are my questions. So thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I feel honored. Honestly, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being on here.
Thank you. Well, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you need your haircut or any of those things I listed, hit me up.
Beautifully said. Hit him up.